Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today is January 8th. I hope you're all back from vacations, from holidays. And today, in our market review, we will discuss the events in Iraq when some of the United States military bases were attacked by Iranian missiles and what could happen after that. So as a first reaction, we can see that now we can't see it, but I can tell you, you can take it from my word. The United States market was reacting very negatively, and at some point it was minus 1.7%. But as we look at the United States market right now, it's actually down just fractionally, like we can't even say it's down, it's less than it was down yesterday. And it's all thanks to the Trump's tweet when the Trump says he calmed the United States people. He said that everything is under control and it's just retaliatory action and the United States has the strongest army in the world and that they can handle it and there will not be probably any further consequences in that respect. And that's why the markets are reacting calmly. Like if we compare it to the events of 2001, September 11, 2001, when the World Trade Center twins were attacked by Islamic terrorists. The market's reaction was considerably stronger and the market fell. That day it was closed for the 5 days afterwards, and after that there was a reaction, downside reaction, and market actually fell for like something like 6 to 9 months, and it grown into like a slight pullback in the market when the market actually went down along with the financial, with airline stocks, and we saw a real decline. Right now when the market is really overvalued, and this kind of a reaction I would assume should have if not similar by even stronger effect than it was back in 2001. We don't see anything like that, and that's how it's probably people are reacting. Like if something like that happens, people just react to the news. They react it in a way that it's nothing wrong, and people are looking any opportunity to buy market when it goes lower. People are ready, they're ready with their buy orders to buy stocks when market drops. So that's why none of the events can really scare the market, can really scare the investors right now. And as we can see, futures are at the high of its of its since its close yesterday, and wherever like we see a negative reaction in some stocks, I would simply buy them and not really be scared of what's happening. But in addition to that, if we look at the indices since the start of the year, we can see, for example, that Russell 2000 out of the last 4 days in a new 2020 year, the Russell was down 3 out of 4 days, and we can see that there is no such a thing as January effect. And the only stocks that are growing are the stocks the stocks which were growing last year. There are stocks like Shopify, which is continue to grow. The stocks like Apple, the stocks like some semiconductor companies, and other than that, the rest of the market is either flat or down. I can point to certain stocks that really have some developments as of late. So one of them is MU. The stock is semiconductor stocks, which yesterday on technical only reasons there was no news. It was an upgrade, I think, but other than that, there was nothing. It was just simply an upgrade, and the stock was up 8.78%. And the stock is simply looking very good. It's looking strong, and it's looking to break its previous highs, like not the last year, like 2 years ago high, which was around $65. And that's how the stocks are reacting. The other semiconductor stocks are reacting positively as well. For example, if we look at the companies like Microchip, it was also an update yesterday, and you can assume that the entire semiconductor index was doing really well. Let's look how the stocks, the other stock I want to mention before I continue is Apache. This is an oil and gas producer, and the stock was up really, really well. And I was talking about the stock not a long time ago. The stock was at $18, Now it's actually double. It's almost double its price since it was not long ago in December. It was $18, and everything was going like this stock is going like nowhere. But all of a sudden, couple of positive development, like certain that they declare partnership with Totalfina, with a French company. And the second news, which was yesterday, they found the new reserves of oil in the United States. Not I don't remember exactly where, but they found the new reserves, and that's how the company is reacting positively, given that the crude prices are going higher. The new oil is found, the new partnership with Totalfina, and the company is back to where it was probably in the middle of the last year. The other stock I want to point you to is a company called SQ. I was recommending this company a long time ago, and I was being a bull on the stock for a while. And the stock had actually not a bad earnings report the last time, but couldn't break $70, and some negativity, some short selling reaction caused the stock drop to lower 60s. And yesterday, the Bank of America came with an upgrade, saying that they raised price target from $70 to $75, and the stock is assumably will go much higher, given the fact that its CEO Dorsey is now exploring some opportunities in Africa, and I think we're gonna see the stock will be rising this year. Um, Other than that, let's look at some stocks which are manufacturers of drones, because drones are extensively used in this Iranian-US conflict. And I was recommending the company KTOS, which is minor relative to the what we see. It's up $1.29. You see, that's why this company is doing well when there is escalation on the conflicts, because the drones are used, they saving people lives, US soldiers lives. And the same could be said about the company called AVAV, which is also, but it's a bigger manufacturer. The company is more profitable, is more established, and this company will be reacting positively on this news as well. As we speak, we see the futures hanging around the same level when we started. So basically, it's not going to be an event. And like one of the officials in Iran, he said that it's just a retaliatory action to preserve like to just keep the companies keep the country safe. It's just retaliatory action. It's nothing like a war. And we'll see if the United States will respond in some way by bombing the other, for example, some oil rigs, by bombing some infrastructure objects. Then it might turn to be like a war of a short length. But other than that, if the United States will not respond immediately, this will be just forgotten event. There were many of those back in the 90s and the early 2000s, and probably not, it will not impact the market. That's what I wanted to say today. Thank you for your attention. I'll talk to you on Friday. Goodbye.